Oh, hey, look, it's me. I'm live. How's it going, everybody? For your midweek outlier insight show. I'm gonna have Terrell Furman very shortly. Actually, no one's watching yet, so I can kind of stall some time. But let me kind of see what I got going on here. I will tell all the people what they want to hear. With I got two people who are coming in. Let's see if we get any of these. Hey, first, usually that's Rogue, usually that's Trevor. Either way, gonna have Terrell Furman from SGPN from Betting Pros. Gonna have him on very shortly. Going to talk about the Thursday night football game, Giants and Dallas. I think Terrell and I will both agree that we both don't like Dallas, just in general, because he's a Giants fan and I'm an Eagles fan. That's just how we operate. So, but while that's happening, we'll let you guys know. We're going to start moving away from baseball. I know, lots of dingers, but we're going to start getting into some playoff dingers, a little bit more into football. Again, we do this show on Mondays at 12:30, on Wednesdays at 12:30, and then I record one on Fridays. So, yeah, I think we're going to be good. Let me just kind of let me get the screen going. Well, there's me, so that works. And I don't actually know. Is that the right? Oh, I'm not even on the right thing. Bang. There you go. There you go. Okay, cool. So we're going to kind of go through. We're going to take a look at this game. And yeah. Okay. So we got New York Football Giants off of a road win, hosting the Dallas Cowboys off of a home loss. Dallas Cowboys off of 2 home losses. Look, I love nothing more than watching the Dallas Cowboys not do well. But it's personally, it's just hard for me to continue to back Daniel Jones. So especially on a team that had its issues on an open kickoff. And we got Terrell is backstage, our version of backstage. Let me do it. I'm going to bring him in hot. Terrell.
What's going on? Hold on.
What's going on? I'm always the consummate professional. I am. As people trickle in, look at you coming in hot. You got your background. You got everything. I also texted him this morning to be like, yo, can you do this? And he, of course, is like, yep, I'm good. What's going on, man?
What's going on? How are you?
Good.
How are you? How are we doing?
I'm doing really well. First of all, in front of everyone, again, congratulations. You are now Betting Pros, and you are crushing it. Look at your fancy background. Look at everything. The tour.
Something slight. Where's my... Wow, I have a clip, but I can't find it. Okay.
All good. All right. Well, look, I know you got busier things to do than talk to me, but let's talk about your New York Football Giants. Are you back in? Is this for real after going on the road and now getting to host a reeling Dallas team?
No, it's not for real. It's not at all for real. Wow, I do think for this game, if the Giants came out here and were very competitive in this game and were in it to win it with about 2 to go, I would not be surprised because the Cowboys look that bad this year. But history just doesn't say it. Like, I can't tell you the last time that I watched a Giants primetime game against the Cowboys and I felt like we were in the game to win it. There was that time that we were 10-point dogs for Thanksgiving one year, and I was at my friend's house, and it was a closer game than you would think, but at no point did you ever feel like the Giants were going to win that game.
All right, that's a nice way to put it. Whereas they come into this as the 5.5 home dogs, and 5.5 being the new 6.5, as we've seen.
I mean, 5.5 is like, that's the line that they set when they don't know what to do. Like, that's whenever I see a 5.5 and it stays true at 5.5, like there's never no push to 6 or there's never a drop down. Like, if you look, that Dolphins game opened up at 5.5. It got down to 4, and then the quarterback situation just didn't help anything. But like, anytime I've seen a 5.5, it just tells me that the books have no idea where this line is going. And a lot of the times I like taking plus 5.5. Like, it's kind of a broken number in NFL betting.
So for this game, do you have so before we get into some props and stuff, because that's the fun stuff comes out. Do you have a side or total that you like for this game off the bat? If you like to bet versus like Eileen?
I would take the under regardless. Okay. Primetime game. Daniel Jones. I mean, Daniel Jones could absolutely mess this up by throwing a couple pick sixes. Defensive touchdowns, special team scores really blow unders. But I just really, I don't think that the Cowboys' offensive line is good at all. In fact, if you look at the numbers, they are actually 21st in pass rush win rate and 19th in run blocking.
Wow.
And so they're actually not really like this, quite underwhelming for the most part. And for the Giants, they've actually stepped up in those arenas. The Giants' offensive line actually looks really good. And for a lot of things that are wrong with the Giants this season, and I mean a lot of things that are wrong with the Giants this season, I think that here, with the fact that the Cowboys have virtually no pass rush, I mean, there's Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't look, as quite as good as he used to. The interior on those tackles aren't good at all. Like it's really Michael Parsons. And so the fact that they have virtually no pass rush and the fact that the Giants have an offensive line that can hold true, I think that's going to protect Daniel Jones upright for a good majority of this game. I don't think we're going to have the situations where Daniel Jones is throwing interceptions because he's being rushed in the pocket. But I do think it's going to be a situation where, hey, they're just going to methodically go down the field, and then he's going to do Daniel Jones things, and they're going to settle for field goals. So I expect a lot of field goals. I would take kicker props on both sides, Brandon Aubrey.
Nice.
And whatever kicker the Giants decide to trot out there this week, I guess it's Greg Joseph, but whatever kicker the Giants decide to trot out there this week, I think they'll have a good day too.
Wait, I missed the Aubrey injury then on my fantasy team, so I'm gonna have to make some changes. But yeah, look, Giants.
No, Aubrey's good. The Giants don't have a kicker.
Oh, the Giants don't have a kicker. That's right. They had Gano, and then he got hurt. And they weren't doing anyone. Giants 10th in red zone efficiency. Dallas dead last, which doesn't seem right. But
and I think that's a little bit more of. I think that's more of regression. I think the Giants will regress.
I agree. And to your point on the unders,
all that,
both these teams, like Dallas is an under team has been an under team on the road. Giants have been an aggressive under team at home. Obviously, different quarterbacks in there, but I mean,
I'd be more shocked if a Giants game went over. What, you guys decided to score today? Really?
Yeah. And it's you got that 45 and a half, 44 and a half. So I like it. It's even money. Okay. So, and I'm with you. Like, I don't care about a side on this as an Eagles fan. I'm just like, cool, man. Like, we can both let's agree that we just don't like Dallas. So prop wise, you're talking about an offensive line that can hold up for the Giants. I remember a specific Giants Dallas Sunday Night Football game where Daniel Jones, I believe, like they got mollywopped and he still ran for 70 yards. Mm-hmm. And so like, I like Daniel Jones rushing. Little hesitant because of lack of pass rush, but I think he's going to run, and Dallas is giving up yards to everybody. Do you have any props that you've kind of landed on that you really like?
The Daniel Jones rushing thing just kind of, I think the only thing that scares me is I don't think there's a lot more design RPO action this year without Saquon. And that really, like, all right, if you see Saquon Barkley going one direction and Daniel Jones going the other direction, I mean, come on, who are you picking? You're probably following Saquon Barkley, and that kind of opens things up for Daniel Jones a little more. I still do think it's a really good prop. I think you should play it, but it's a slightly more concern than I have in yesteryears. But now I think, I mean, so the Cowboys plays that you are backing are the typical fades of what the Giants can't stop against the Cowboys. They can't stop CeeDee Lamb. They can't stop Ezekiel Elliott. It doesn't matter what Ezekiel Elliott looks like this year. I've seen Ezekiel Elliott go up against the Giants and have 9 rushing yards and still get to 40. I mean, 9 rushing attempts and still get to 40. So
yeah, 46 against them the last time he played them.
That was 9 rushing attempts, by the way.
Yeah,
9.
Yeah.
So Zeke is going to do Zeke things. You probably want to get down on a Zeke anytime touchdown if you're one of those. Like, if you like backing Cowboys stuff, and I'm a man of the people, I'm going to give out advice to everybody. So if you like backing Cowboy stuff, that's probably where you want to back. You want to back Zeke he may only get 8, 9 carries, but he's more than likely going to turn up on us with that. But
his number's so low, it's like 27, which is absurd.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb, longest completion I'm pretty sure
Love that.
that was over in the last 2 games as well.
It's
This
over every
defense is
time. It's
horrible.
over forever.
It's
It's like
yeah,
it's insane.
yeah, he's really good, and then it's the fact of our defense really like, they have this philosophy of we're gonna bend, not break, and so you may rack up the yards, and it may look good on a stat sheet, but when you look at the score, you're putting up field goals or we're forcing turnovers and we're getting the ball back, but and I think that's what's going to happen here. I think Dak is probably going to look good. Dak's probably going to have a bunch of yards, but I think when it comes in close, how you talked about the red zone efficiency, I think the touchdowns are going to be a little bit harder to come by. So yeah, like CD Lamb, longest completion. I think that's a really good play.
Yeah, I like it as well. Like I just looked at it and you saw it was just on the screen. He had like 46 2 games ago against the Giants, 30 the last time. It's for him, it's low, and maybe we're just getting a discount off of a game where he still had a ton of yards. He just didn't hit that longest. What about you were mentioning on any? Let's see if we got on kicker props. Obviously I don't even know who, like you said, I don't even know who the Giants kicker is. You interested in Aubrey field goals or Aubrey extra points or
I think the
like
field goals is probably it, and just saying the Giants get them down into the red zone and get a lot of stops. So I think the field goals right there at that price is very interesting there. And so I would probably back field goals and less extra points because I do think that lower scoring game touchdown is going to be a little bit harder to come by.
Yep. Nope. I can get behind it. Yeah, there wasn't like, I was looking at if I wanted to do, a Dak pick. It's one of my favorite primetime traditions. I haven't looked at the, let me see what the odds are on it. It's just minus 114.
I think that's doable.
That's doable. They had one last time against him. Minus 115 is great. He had 2 against the Saints. I don't know, man. Like this Dallas team is just hilarious. My thing that I say to everybody, I'm like, you shouldn't have paid everybody before the season started because now everybody's kind of like, and
everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. Like somebody's got to be not happy. Somebody's got to
Micah
play.
Parsons.
Somebody's got to be playing with a chip on their shoulder. And yeah, clearly it's Micah Parsons and nobody else is doing it. So they probably should have made those guys wait it out a little bit more, play with a little bit of an edge. Maybe get them done in week 4, week 5, something like that. Like, it's just bad for the Cowboys. But going to the Giants side of the ball, Dexter Lawrence is completely dominant.
You and Kramer, man. You guys like get paid by Dexter Lawrence to mention him at least once a week on how great he's been.
He's an all-pro. He's the best defensive tackle in football.
His tackles are so low. It's only 1.5.
Tackles. Look at tackles and assists. I believe he's had 4 and 5 over the last 2 games last year.
It's plus money. I love this, dude.
Tackles and assists plus money, and he's been over in the last 2 games they played last season. I think that this offensive line is worse for the Dallas Cowboys, and I think that like Dexter Lawrence going through the middle and really, really challenging. I think he's going to absolutely torch them. Absolutely torch them. So I like Dexter Lawrence. I think Dexter Lawrence is going to have a really good day.
Nope, I like it. Dallas also like 25th tackles against. And also, to your point, if Zeke just does his thing where he's going to run up and do that, this is going to cash by the end of the first quarter. And
I think what's Burns sacks? What's Burns to get a sack?
Burns sacks.
What's that?
Burns
price?
sacks are let's see, a quarter sack 114. We think
a half sack. Yeah. I think
that's a great price.
I think going up against the left tackle, he can definitely get to Dak and be able to, he doesn't have one yet, if I'm not mistaken.
He had one against Cleveland. He had one.
Okay, so he must have got it a little bit later in that game against Cleveland. But I do think that the defensive line is going to be able to get home. They kind of showed me a little bit better against Cleveland and those tackles who were out for Cleveland. And so now I feel very confident about Burns and Thibodeaux, just that they're going to be able to get some penetration and be able to get to Dak Prescott. So I think both of those plays are really good plays because I think that, again, this Dallas Cowboys line, I think that we're going to be able to take advantage.
Plus, so you got it on, there's some really good underdog plays to play in here. You can do the Thibodeaux sack with there was with the Dak interception at a really good price. You could do it. You could do that with the Zeke rush. The Thibodeaux on the underdog play on it is pretty nice.
Mhm.
So yeah, no man. That's good. So what about any skill guys? Back in our guy Neighbors or what?
Neighbors. What you talking about? The offensive player of the year? I mean, he's currently the best wide receiver in football.
I would completely agree.
What's his point? His receiving prop is all the way at 70.5 now.
40 at 70, yeah.
I mean, it was only a matter of
100.
time.
I mean,
it's still too short. It's probably still too short, but
plus 280 for him to have 100. It's plus 130 for him to just go to 80. I mean, don't like mess around. I mean, he's gonna clear it. But like, even if you want to do, you're like, I don't really love doing that kind of ladder thing. Like, it's fine, and do 75, and it's still plus 115. So like, it's his touchdown. So it's funny. It goes again. Like his touchdown's now plus 130. And if I was going to play like the touchdown stuff, I'd actually probably be looking at Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones over 1.5 touchdowns is more than 2 to 1. I like that more than playing one Neighbors touchdown, just based on what's been going. One Neighbors touchdown at a very low number, I'd rather not play. I'd rather play Daniel Jones to throw 2. But I'm with you on thinking the under, so I'm not trying to like hedge against that. So
yeah, and it's not like Daniel Jones has never had good games against the Cowboys. He's had pretty solid. Like there was one game in particular where he was playing pretty well, and then he ended up going down with a concussion, and then it just kind of the wheels fell off from there. But I think that there's going to be motivation for the Giants. I think the Giants' first touchdown, any Giants' first touchdown player, is going to be interesting because of how bad they lost last year. Like those losses, it was 40-0. 49-17, 43-17, something like that. Like those are really, really bad losses for the Giants last year against the Cowboys team that they just can't beat. Like they haven't beaten them in the last 5 tries. It was 49-17. Like they didn't beat them in the last few tries. Like this is the litmus test. And with how they played in the first 2 games, you got to make this game competitive. You have to find a way to make this game competitive. Even if you lose, you have to find a way to make this game competitive and find something that you can go into next week and say, hey, we did that well. We just played a little bit of a better team, but we're still right there.
It's chalky, but 10-1 for Neighbors first touchdown. I still like. He's an elite wide receiver, and I would still do that. Daniel Jones 19-1. Yeah, sure.
I think that's interesting.
I think that's interesting. There was and then I like Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson being priced shorter than Darius Slayton is kind of hilarious, given how we think the game script kind of goes. But
Wan'Dale's been used a lot around the red zone.
A lot of them on that. Unlike, well, you can just jet sweep it in. So
yeah, he's gotten a lot of red zone opportunities. I think that backup tight end type of wave. Bellinger? He hasn't gotten one. No, he's actually this starting, but yeah, but looking here, interested in Theo Johnson and a little bit of Theo Johnson. He got a red zone target last game, so I think that's opportunity for him there. At some point, the backup tight end, the Bellinger, the Theo Johnson, like at some point, Neighbors is going to get so much attention. Wan'Dale is garnishing attention. Like it's going to open things up for the tight end, and so don't be surprised if you see a Theo Johnson who had 3 targets last game, and he had 4 in week 1. Like he's pacing Bellinger in targets by a wide margin. Don't be surprised if Theo Johnson gets in.
I'm looking right now on the Dallas side. I don't hate Tolbert at 20-1. And I mean, look, it's going to be Zeke. Zeke at 10-1 isn't bad.
No, it's not.
No, Zeke at 10-1's great.
And primetime first touchdowns have been chalky, so watch it. They've all been chalky. It's probably just going to be CD. Like it's probably
and
I can't bet it, but it's probably going to end up being CD.
No, I get it. All right. Well, look, dude. I appreciate this, guys. I'm going to drop all these. I'll drop all these in the chat and we'll share them out, but we have a whole bunch because Terrell is freaking awesome. Terrell, before you bounce, before you tell everybody where they can find you, which by the way, everybody plug for Betting Pros and Fantasy Pros. You can, that's probably one of the best sites for finding red zone targets. In my opinion, if not that's the one that I use at least. Give everybody a banger WNBA play for tonight.
Let's see. We can go.
Scott texted me. He's like, our show is like 2 hours long, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, nah, our show definitely does get up there in length, but it should be a little bit shorter now. Now that we got the previews out of the way, but it has been a rather lengthy show over the past
You
couple
guys
of
are good.
times.
I listen to it.
All right, let's go with. Wait, we can go with Playoff Cloud. Playoff Cloud.
Well,
Natasha
yes.
Cloud over 11.5 points. I believe it's still sitting there at plus money,
Yeah.
and
It was even
the
money last
books
night. Yeah.
the books are judging Natasha Cloud off of what she's done this season, and they're not judging her off of the playoffs and how she performs in the playoffs. She had 33 points in game one. Look at last season when she played the New York Liberty. She had 33 points and she had 4 points in the game. So, four, you're not really excited. Now, let's look at 2022 21, 16. Going back to the championship year in 2019, 12, 18, 5, 11, 13, 9, 19, 13, 18. Playoff Cloud looks for her shot in the playoffs. She's a little bit more conservative and getting her teammates looks outside of the playoffs, but in the playoffs, oh, this is primetime Jimmy Butler here. Yeah, she's going to go ahead and get it done. So I like Natasha Cloud over 11.5 points.
Natasha Cloud over 11.5 points. You heard it. Terrell, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Really Real on X, Twitter, for us, old heads here. You can find me on the good old Twitter at Really Real __. I'm at Betting Pros on YouTube, at NBA Gambling Podcast on YouTube. Follow Sports Gambling Podcast. Follow Betting Pros. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, dude, thanks for coming by, especially on short notice. You're always a real one, and appreciate you, man.
For sure. All right.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you later.
See you, man.
All right, guys. We got a bunch of NFL plays. And like what I'll do right now is I was just asked, can you give us some dinger stuff? I will get us. Let's see if I can get a dinger play in. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put together the screen that has all my dinger research. And I'm finding it right now. Let's see. Let's go to this Braves Mets game. You guys get to watch me basically in a second play on my computer. That's literally what I'm doing. Okay, cool. Let me pull this up and then you guys can watch and I'll find you guys a dinger right now. Okay, so I'm really trying to focus on games that really matter right now. So I do like Julio on this Mariners game. The Astros clinched last night, so Mariners are allowed to get drunk. Let's take a look. Who is plus EV for us? Let's see who kind of will do it in this game. Julio's price to mash. I think it's going to be Julio. Let me just see one thing, guys. I'm going to move this to my other screen, and you guys get to see both. There it is. You guys get to see how I do this. Here's all the secret sauce. Okay, so this is a Braves game. And let's go to this Mariners game. Let's see who on the Mariners has been hitting. So here's how I do it, guys. I go to this. It's on Baseball Savant. I also during the season, I'll use the BTL site designed by Slip and Jimmy. And what I'll generally do is I'll look at how guys are doing. I use a 4-day split, no matter what. I don't care. 4-day split. And I will look at the hard hit rate over the last. Julio's is absurd. He's got 2 barrels. His slugging percentage is up there. It'd be Julio or Randy. Randy went last night. Oh no, Randy didn't go last night. I guess I don't hate Randy, but nah, yeah, I like Julio more. Julio for the bomb. Yeah, man, Julio definitely for the bomb. Julio for the bomb. I like Julio for the bomb. And then and I gotta jump to another thing. Randy as a backup, but I like Julio. I like Julio there. Let's go to this Cubs Phillies game is probably interesting. Let me just see. I don't even know who's pitching, but the Cubs quit. Oh, it's Sanchez on our side, and we still have stuff to play for, and it's Assad on the other side. Let's go. We could go Phillies and Cubs. I see my guy Porter in there. Yay baseball. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't know if you really want to back Mike Paukman again. I think Schwarber's going for 50. So for those that don't believe, let's see, is Schwarber? I like 330. I like 350 for Schwarber. I think Schwarber hits another one today, personally. But let's see. The guys who I would like who are on the Phillies, I like Schwarber. I like JT. I don't think Bryce is going to hit one again. I think Bryce is actually going to start getting slowly taken out of games, so they can rest him a bit. Casty looks really good. Who's been barreling and doesn't have one? Say I got hurt. Casty keeps popping. Casty has 12 balls in play, and he's not striking out. Actually, let's Casty. Casty at 630 is what. Yeah, I like Casty, guys. I'm gonna go with Casty. He's not. It's not. I don't think I'm gonna take Harper again. Harper was such a great cash last night. Not gonna take him. I don't think I'm gonna take him again. But maybe like his double or something like that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Casty. See if there's anybody else who's like plus EV that matters. It's in here. Oh, Bohm. Bohm's not really hitting is the thing. He's not hitting hard. It's the issue. Yeah, I'll do Cassie in there. And then let me look at the Braves game real quick, because these are games that matter. Casty is who is my top choice for you guys, though. Casty, and then Orlando. Let's see. I don't want that. I just want a Brave. We're gonna do it. Harper. Wait, there's Porter. Hold on, Porter coming in. Harper again. The Brave has weather, I believe. Okay, that's a good thing to point out. Then, kind of want. Yeah, Ramon has been killing the ball. Who's got barrels right now? Gio Urshela is mashing the ball right now. Gio, Michael Harris is Gio plus EV. Let me look. 12 to 1 to hit a home run, guys, for Gio Urshela. I'll be putting some more stuff out later. I got to jump to another thing, but I will drop these in there. I'll drop all of them in there, so you can look. I do like Buxton too. I just don't like the Twins in general right now, but I do like Buxton too. All right, guys, you guys have been real. Thanks for coming by. Follow Terrell. You can follow me. It's usually me trolling people and doing whatever. Porter is one of my best friends, and he's a good dude. And we text about our feelings all the time and how I think that he's super square about Harper. But by the way, Porter, if I'm trying to get tickets for playoff games, so I will come to town and you and I will go to games. All right, guys, love you all. Have fun. Good luck with your bets. Finger guns to everybody. I am going to the game, man. It's like I had my wife sign up for it. So I'll talk to you guys later.